Hiko's shotgun is back. The auto shotty in that upper bomb site, he's going to be a bank for this team on the CT side.
I'm telling you, man, the shotgun is probably the best gun in this game.
I don't know if I go that far. Let's not get too crazy.
Mid-range to close range, that's a headshot machine, man. I love it. Nonetheless, though, we are live here in the second map. Complexity facing elimination versus Team Liquid here at Northern Arena, presented by Bell in Montreal. Uber, the first one to look for some aggressiveness, rather. That's not even a word.
Yeah, no, I like
too. But
well,
it's going to be a 5-on-4.
You speak 4 languages, so something got mixed up there before it came out of your mouth. So. Yeah, big push from Uber, all on itself. It's just moving along.
Yep.
Moving along.
Nothing's happening here.
Elige off to a very, very good start with that opening kill, just continuing his dominance from the previous map, where I don't remember what he ended on. It was at least 30. So big performance on Cash. Here he's got the opening kill, preventing that push from Uber. So it's going to be a 5-on-4. Smoke's being deployed in this upper site, but no real indication that they're committing here. They have the vent smoked off. They have the hut entrance smoked off. It's just a couple players. There's Elige continuing his tear with the USP, just working his way through. It's still Nitro. Now Apes rotated over. That flashbang's not going to do a whole lot of work, and Elige is going to go chasing this kill. He seems like he just wants to end this series, and they're already going to go to the lower bomb site. That's right.
Actually, from the smokes, they actually kept Def on the top of the upper bomb site, not able to come there on the support for the rest of his teammates. They're going to get the bomb plant now. 5-on-2 situation. Android, the other one alive still for Complexity. Def trying to chase and get that fight and win it against Elige, but he falls back safely and also has some teammates close by to help him out. Meanwhile, he has fallen down his teammate, speaking of Android. Oh, you have to put that headset back on.
Not again.
Not again.
Please, Nitro.
Not like this.
Throwing a pistol round as well. What's happening? Yeah, but no, I mean, Elige, 4 kills in that pistol round. He made it look easy. Looks like he's smurfing a little bit there. So good round from him. Gives Liquid that first pistol round of the match. And that's now 3-0 on pistols for Team Liquid in this series.
That's right. Now at this point, a little bit more difficult for Complexity to work with here, and you don't see them going across the board with armor on this pistol buy.
I like that because especially on Nuke, you know, a lot of this defense, it's so much easier to mount a defense and to have like a good stand. If you can start off rounds with utility, with nades, with Molotovs to slow down any kind of fast play out of the terrorist team. So go into that first gun round, have your Molotovs, have your counter smokes ready, have the nades and the choke points to prevent that kind of aggression. Because you know Team Liquid right now, they're feeling very confident in taking fights. So there's not going to be a reason for Elige to feel like he can't just go post up on ramp and take a one-on-one aim duel. And those nades will help out massively.
No, Nitro's spotted here, and I think he spotted 2 domes actually on the staircase of the control room, so he's going to fall back towards the outside. He can actually call it out for his teammates that they actually have a weaker, whether it be upper bomb site or ramp. They're looking to crawl over towards the upper bomb site to look for that information to see if there's going to be a stack up there.
Yeah, and good that it's Nitro as well with this Tech 9. No real danger of losing anything that's gonna you know, impact the round. Like even if he loses that Tech 9, not a big chance that someone from Complexity will be able to pick up a Tech 9 and go on a tear with it. So they're finding the upper bomb site is pretty clear. Def is going to be in hut, though. That's the Tech 9. So, like I said, no big loss there, and the bomb's going to go down, and really there's not an opportunity for Complexity to get back into this. They stacked the lower site, and it doesn't pan out.
That's right. So Def is just going to have to wait it out with his teammates again. Since they haven't invested in any armor, they want to set up now for exits. They're okay to try to go and pinch them in and try to go for these trades to hurt the economy on the other side. Def goes with the second kill as Hiko is trying to move up towards that vent side. And after through this smoke, here comes the CTs. One on the top of the hut. It's going to be Pip. Stays alive enough to get 1 kill, and it's traded back and forth. And it's going to be Surreal that gets the kill. Is that enough time for them?
Yeah, I think they're going to win this. How does this happen? Liquid, they dropped the ball. Good job from Def. And yeah, Surreal's going to get it. I mean, well, is he? No, he's not. Oh, he's so lucky. Oh, Liquid. To lose a retake like that with weaponry, to have the upper bomb site, everyone in position, you can see the Pimp's just like, all right, shake it off. Hiko is looking like they actually did lose that round. So they're going to get away with one.
All right, 2-0, and at least the advantage now is for Complexity. They killed 5 guys on the Team Liquid side. I almost forgot the name again. No, I'm just kidding. I did. They killed 5 guys on the other side, and then this could actually hurt the economy. You see them right now. They only have MAC-10s. They only have MP7s. The advantage, again, is that Complexity are going for pistols with no armor one more time. So that means Liquid still could rebuild that economy with the SMGs that they purchased.
Yeah, I mean, these SMGs have to do some damage. They need that bonus money to get this economy back up and running, because that's a very good round from Complexity, wiping out the whole team. They don't get to bring anything into the next round, unfortunately for them, but they've done some economic damage, and he just get dinked through the door, down to 19 HP. That's a bummer. He's not going to be happy about that one. So that's one of the SMGs that's going to have to be passive. And even Pimp, I mean, this is just an angle. He does get the kill onto Def, but Def with these pistols dealing massive damage. Unfortunately for him, just not finding the kills. And Liquid sustains no damage. Now the question becomes, do they keep these SMGs into this round and do some kind of a fast tactic? Do they do like an upper rush with the SMGs?
Yeah, because you could also go for a drop if you kind of want here onto Hiko, but at this point, you could see that they're looking to keep this so far on the terrorist side. I gotta say, with some nice shots from Def with that P250, but unfortunately, his teammates were falling left and right, where they actually couldn't come in for the support. That could have been huge for them to get 2 kills and 2 guns actually towards the Squeaky as well. And you mentioned it here, Moses. Since they're gonna keep their SMGs, they're just plowing through towards the Squeaky door, and there's only one guy up there towards the upper bomb side, and that's gonna be 8. 1 on the floor. That was Android also picked off, and now it's gonna be a 4-on-3 situation.
Yeah, and Uber climbs the ladder right into flame, so he's brought down to about 60 HP. They have a kit onto Surreal. It's the Opper, though. And they've all got to go up this ladder. It's all going to be from the same choke point. No one's in mini, and there's Hiko with the other SMG. Going to do more damage, going to slow things down even further, and this has got to be a safe call. At this point, there's no way that Complexity gets back into it.
Too expensive for them to try to retake that right after. I mean, they've invested so much money into this round right now. It's going to be 4 unanswered rounds for Team Liquid at this point, and that aggressive play, I don't know if it was anticipated there from Complexity's side, because they played it passively. You didn't really have anybody on the top of the hut. They were just on the stacked boxes, so that gives so much room right now for Team Liquid.
He was trying to get on the hut. It just came a little bit too quick. And the one thing that, this is what we go back to. One thing I mentioned, oh, there goes the AWP as well. That's tough. Def can't even find the trade kill, so they're only going to bring 1 M4. Is he going to get it? Oh, he almost does. That's all they're going to have into this round. And I mean, that's also the thing. This is why you need that utility on the CT side of Nuke. You need those Molotovs to drop in that choke point and run in front of the door. So if they're going to do a rush like that, they've got to run through the flames, or they've got to take some damage and drop a smoke on it, and that attack gets a little bit more disjointed. So without that, you can see the result.
Moving on to the 5th round now. That's 4 unanswered, 14 Liquid. As again, Complexity, they desperately need to win this map to stay in the series and stay alive here at Northern Arena in Montreal. If not, unfortunately, they will be the first team eliminated in our 2 groups of 4 teams. Elige already taking control of the upper rafters. It's going to be a save round, of course, here for Complexity, as there's only Def with the M4 that he salvaged from that previous round. But that, again, so much room on the outside, controlled by Liquid. They're giving him a lot of respect here for Complexity.
This isn't a bad off angle, though, and he actually had the chance to get that kill. Pimp's now here, waiting for the repeat, and he's going to try and time it. That's a good find from Ape. Where's Def with this M4? Now he's getting into a little bit of battle. There goes Ape. Uber's going to be exposed in the bomb site. Is Elige going to check beneath him? He does find one more, and he's not aware of where he's being shot from. Hiko gets one, and now Elige knows. Now he goes to clean up Uber. It's Def is still alive. He has 2 kills, and he's got Nitro very low. This is doable. He's going to have to be very fortunate with timing, and there's a good find. Elige up top, though. And I don't think Def is going to be expecting this angle as Elige changes his position, and he's just waiting for Def to come through this smoke.
Elige also at 51, so a good headshot from Def could still win this round for Complexity, but at this point he doesn't have any kit to work with. He knows the right spot to look at, but unfortunately does not win the aim fight, and Elige takes the upper hand.
Yeah, so 232 ADR at the moment.
What was he, 100,000 though, the one before? And
say 100,000?
Over 9,000.
Yeah, that's not bad.
On cash.
It's not bad. Yeah, he's had a good day. He's having a lot of fun in this series at the moment. And here's a little bit early. I mean, this isn't a bad call as well. I mean, they didn't take it. We were questioning that. They didn't take their timeout on cash when they were getting beat up. But this is like CT side Nuke. This is very, very close. If they lose this round, this could... Oh, actually, this is technical. Take it all back.
Yeah,
take it all back.
We lost a player in Surreal for Complexity, so he needs to get back on there. But even at the same time, maybe it's a tactical, quote unquote, as they pull out the plug to get a little bit more time to discuss here, because they're being steamrolled so far.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, this is yeah, tough. Maybe it gives them a little bit of opportunity to figure. Definitely, because I think generally the rule is now that technical pauses, teams aren't allowed to talk through them. You can see like Liquid's being very, very quiet. during this technical pause. So at the very least, it gives players time to just kind of calm down and center themselves. So you can't really talk tactics, talk strategy, but you can sit and think of what you've seen so far, calm yourself down before this really spirals out of control. And he's back in the server, so we're good to go.
And what have you seen so far that complexity needs to fix?
Well, I mean, the first gun round, it's a little bit unfair just because being the first gun round with the investment that we see in CSGO in the second and third into those pistols, you are missing nades. So this is now the one where they have the Molotovs, they have the smokes and the HEs, where they can slow things down. And then we'll have to see Liquid play a little bit more strategic.
So we'll see for Liquid then. Indeed, it is a little bit more strategic to start with an op in the hands of JDM and takes it aggressive at the squeaky door to start to look back towards the big garage. But Surreal on his end is going to be opting it back from the CT spawn. So there is going to be this op fight between both teams, but they're not going to connect anytime soon. You do see them set up right now for some sort of outside control, or at least keep complexity guessing and keep some defense outside.
And actually not. I mean, I said they had a full utility in terms of Molotovs and nades and smokes, but really they only used one complexity to slow down any kind of fast play. So using a Molotov on Hut, there's Def with a good find coming up from the stairs. He's going to be able to sneak back, so he's going to survive. And I think that with the trajectory, they know he's top Hut. Android gets the kill anyways. JDM can't convert it. There's 3 there, but they're going to try and pile their way out. Ape's there to stem the bleeding, and actually Elige has made it down vent, it looks like, and he's going to get this plant. It is a 1-on-4. He would have to get an ace. And Elige has had a great day, but even this, I think, might be too much, and he's not even going to get the opportunity. Good round from Def, the opening kill and the final kill, and salvaging an AWP.
And that's something that we see often from Def as well. He likes to take advantage of the lower and moving up towards the secret and try to get some backstabs. He's done it often in all the maps that they played on Nuke, so they're really counting on him to actually try to hold towards the outside, because Surreal, he's swapping it so passively.
Yeah, well, this is also where if you have the utility to slow down hits, if you can buy time, if they're going to do some kind of a slower pace outside execute like that, you have time to get into a different position. You have time to go to those stairs and find a pick and fall away. That's kind of the strength of CTs on this map. So you have the ability to be mobile and pick and choose fights a little bit more if you can slow down the hits of the terrorist teams.
Mm-hmm. To start, though, Surreal is back with the op on the outside. He's just going to try to force them out their position first, but Liquid are just setting up for basically default execution in terms of smokes and nades from keeping the outside again, and also trying to leverage JDM for a pick. So he's actually using different spots right now to win this fight against Surreal. First it was towards the squeaky door, then it's going to be towards the outside. Now it's on the top of the silo. So they really want to take advantage of the outside positioning here for Liquid. And they've done it before. I mean, in the first, 2 rounds, when they were only facing off against pistols, they wrapped a lot of guys towards the upper rafters. So Complexity seems to know that. They're focusing 2 guys very passively on the outside as well to try to defend that. But it looks like Liquid will be able to walk through it quite easily.
Yeah, that wall smokes is set up, and as well, Surreal went back to play it passively, so he couldn't see anything as they crossed. Now, there is one player rotated down, but he's not protecting windows. He's actually, it's Def, and he's to the left here at this crossroads. So he's got to be careful not to fall here. And Nitro, Pimp are going to work their way in there at different angles, different sides. He's got to pick the fight, and he only gets 1. That's a 1-for-1 trade. Nitro can actually hold vents if he chooses to, because Def was the only one down here. Ape is going to be coming from ramp room, but the bomb can get planted behind the silo safely. So Ape's now the next one in a tough spot, and the rest of Complexity hasn't really rotated. There's JDM with a pick, although Uber trades him off. And Ape's brought back up, and Hiko actually, that's the bomb. So the bomb actually never made its way to lower. That's a little bit unfortunate for the Liquid side of things, but no worries. Nitro and Elige getting in on the action. They're going to clean a couple up, and it's just Uber in a 1-on-2, and Elige has spotted him. Good spray control, and they respond. They reset the money.
It's not the type of person you want to go up against there with the few guys alive, and you have to clutch that situation. It was a nice try for them for the setup for the trades that they had. Because even if they had the control of the outside for Liquid, you still stay calm, cool, and collected for Complexity side from those trades that they set up. Because you got some kills towards ramp, you got some kills towards lower. Elige at 16 and 3 so far, continuing the charge for Liquid. But again, Complexity did a good job to start, but evening it up on a 2-on-1, it was just the numbers game towards the end with these trades.
If this pace continues, Elige is going to have monster stats for this series. There's Pimp and Elige chiming in, so the defense initially looked good with that pick on a JDM, but it's been shut down, and actually, I mean, they've got to be careful. I don't think they're going to be aware there's a third person. Def is on the rafters. Elige hasn't spotted him, and it's a little bit late that he actually reacts to it, so Def wins that fight. and he's still stuck outside. Pimp's going to be able to find that kill right through the bottom, and Hiko chiming in as well. This defense is getting picked apart, and it looks like Hiko even knows that Uber has pushed through Hut.
Yeah, on a 3 versus 1 now. Bomb is about to get planted. Uber going for the surprise attack, getting the first kill. Second one indeed, and he knows where Hiko's at for the third. 1 versus 1 right now. He's going to have to go win a 3 versus 1 if he wants to keep complexity in this game. The bomb is down. There's still a minute left to work with, so Hiko could take all the time that he wants. And it's going to be Uber clutching that 3 versus 1.
Yeah, very, very nicely done, and good mobility as well, jumping up on that Hut and doing it so quietly and so quickly. Hiko's not ready for it. Hiko playing the peak game at the window, and it's just not going to pan out. So yeah, they reset the economy, but because Complexity had won their first round so convincingly, they had plenty of money to buy back into it and couldn't close it out in a 3-on-1. And I thought Hiko actually knew he pushed through Hut, but Uber's the ramp player, actually. So Uber just pushed up through ramp room, and Hiko wasn't prepared for it. Well, all of Liquid wasn't prepared for it. let's not focus on one person.
That's true. That's true. Because they did try to go for a bomb plant, thinking that Hut was in the clear. One guy playing towards that wall vent. I was looking up towards the rafters, so they thought that he could already clear towards the lobby room. So it's a little bit of a
miscommunication. Yeah,
exactly. Going through as into this round though, Complexity, despite this clutch that went through from Uber on the 3 versus 1, still quite low in terms of the firepower that they have. 2 UMPs, 1 Mag 7. The advantage on the other end, though, is that Elige has a Deagle and Hiko has a Tech 9. So they are also weak on their end for Team Liquid. So at this point, I'm assuming they all bite down very low. And this round is crucial. Might be able to reset either side.
Yeah, there's no utility, so I like this call by Liquid. They basically have to use the power of numbers because they don't have smokes to really block anything off to isolate players. So Uber, he spots it coming, he falls back. There's now 2 players in lower, and Vents is going to be an issue as well pretty quick here. Def can't get this first kill, not even doing damage, and there they go. There's both the defenders, and that can't happen. JDM's taking 11 points of damage, and that's it. Apes the next one up with a UMP. He gets that kill onto Hiko, but he needs to do more. The bomb is just now getting planted, and there goes Elige into a 3-on-3.
Thankfully, though, they do have support, or he does have support already for Ape, as they're hanging out there towards that lower squeaky door, getting 2 kills. It's a 3 versus 3. They don't have kits to work with. They have the utilities, though. Android getting the headshot onto Nitro, but then Pimp comes all the way around to backstab him and trade it out. Back to a 1-minute advantage for Team Liquid. Ape now the last man standing inside the control room, dropping his gun, being like, I thought there was another one here. He's going to have to repick it back up, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would have liked to find an M4 and AK-47 and just try and bail out, but a good win from Liquid. It all comes down. It's unfortunate for Complexity because they read that perfectly. 2 players in lower, Uber and Def, and they had a little bit of a bait and switch. One in dark and one playing right at the base of that ramp.
Right.
If Def just gets a kill or 2, then Uber's position becomes much, much more powerful because Liquid perhaps thinks it's cleared and he can get a couple free kills, but neither of them find anything. And that just can't happen because they're being entry upon by a Deagle and a Tech 9. Those are the first 2 guns coming through. They need to find those kills.
Even on top of that, the way that Uber played it, he broke that window to make them think that he went inside the control room, played it towards lower, but when they pushed towards Def, he already peeked out, so he gave his position away and pretty much nullified that. You're already aiming in the same spot from one angle, and it's just a lot harder to hold it at this point. But in this round now, 7-2. You do have still some machine guns for Team Liquid with 2 MAC-10s and a Bison. But on the other end here, it's just going to be pistol, no armor. Trying to bring that money back up again.
And it's a good lobby crunch, basically. Complexity with these pistols just pushing into lobby through Hut. And it seemed like Hiko was aware that was a possibility when he realized how clear ramp room was, but he doesn't react fast enough. So where's Liquid going to go? They almost lost one of these rounds earlier. It came down to a defuse that's just a second late. JDM is about to clear the upper bomb site, but everyone else is below. Everyone else is at the lower site, and so is Complexity. This might need to be an adjustment from Team Liquid. Now they're seeing the defense mounted in this lower site, and they're just going to bail out because JDM's telling them, come upstairs, come up the vent. Although Def is still being a nuisance. Can he hold them off any longer? It's a 5-on-3.
It's insane. 4 HP now. For Surreal was at 8 for Def as he gets picked off by Elige finally to get a bomb plant now, and they're finally set out. So now things are back in their favor, at least for Team Liquid. They have the firepower in terms of the advantage, and Nitro's even moving up here to get more higher level control. But moving up towards these rafters, 2 guys are close on the top of that ladder, and that is going to be a double peek from Android and his teammate. But there you go. Again, you have the AK-47s, you have better positioning, you're against pistols only.
Yeah, it's only going to happen one time.
Yep.
It's happened in the second round. That's it. That's all you get. 8th round for Liquid on this T side. And the tough part now for Complexity is They're going to have to start, you know, after this, it looks like they're going to save one more, but from here on out, basically, they have to just buy every single round because they need more on the board, and they're going to constantly be in that position of, we don't really want to buy because we're going to be missing some very critical pieces of the puzzle in terms of whatever gun it might be, whatever Molotovs or smokes, but they just have to do it to get rounds. There's a good find from Pimp opening up. Def with the scout, going to try and do something. Hasn't landed a tag yet, and he's going to start having nades ringing all around him. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. Ape trying to help out. The smoke's going to block him off, and it won't even matter because Def gets dropped by Nitro.
That's right. Not going for the aggressive peek. You get aim punch, you get picked off. Last two remaining, Surreal and Android. Deagle in the hands of Android. He's been doing good with these 1Ds. Unfortunately, as he aims it, Pimp jumps. And that is going to be it. Last one falls is Surreal, 9-2 in favor of Team Liquid on the terrorist side. And finally, after one map and a half, almost a half, you're looking for a timeout here on Complexity.
Yeah, the first one earlier was technical, if you remember.
Yep.
I thought it was going to be tactical, but now the tactical comes out. So a little bit later than maybe we would have liked, but certainly they have to, I mean, this is kind of the critical juncture. If they want any chance of having a similar T-side as Liquid's putting together, they have to have more than just 2 rounds. They only got 3 in the first half on cash. They need more than that as well. They need to buy some kind of a window to give themselves a chance in the second half. So this is the next time they're going to have a buy that's strong enough to really warrant this, to where they can say, we have the whole playbook open. We can do whatever we want because everyone has the nades they need. Everyone has their kits. We can do a little bit retake. We can get aggressive places. And it's just interesting to see what they're going to come up with. In Def, I mean, if you look at that 120 ADR, that's not bad in a losing effort to this degree.
Sure.
It's just not getting enough help from elsewhere.
And I think overall for Complexity, it works well for getting these one-on-one fights because they're setting up trades quite well. What seems to be a better advantage for them and what they should think of at this point is try to defend that outside a little bit better. Because in the pistol round, you had Uber that pushed in towards the ramp and got picked off. How many more times have we seen Liquid move in towards this ramp side? Maybe 2 or 3 times, but the majority of it is them working towards that outside and pinching across the rafters, and they can't seem to control that.
What frequently comes out of a pause like this when teams are struggling on the CT side is some kind of crazy aggression. So it's usually like a lobby crunch. It's usually like 2 pushing through hut and squeaky door and then 2 pushing up ramp room, and they just kind of pinch that inside lobby. Now, you're right. Liquid's put a lot of emphasis outside, so they might not be able to find anything doing that, but at least they have map control. At least they have information. The big thing I think is this Surreal challenging outside isn't going as well as I think they'd like it to. So if I'm Complexity, if I'm going to have that outside defense, so if I'm not going to do a lobby crunch, I'm pulling Surreal farther back. I'm saying if you're going to opt farther back, be safe, don't get picked off, let him go down the stairs, just see what's available to you. And instead of trying to actively defend that, I set up a crossfire at the lower site. Because you have quick rotations. You can rotate back to ramp room pretty quick. You can rotate up vents if you need to get back to the upper bomb. So there's some options available, but I set up a little bit of a crossfire. They had Def to the left on those stairs. You can have someone straight ahead on those stairs. It's a very simple crossfire setup. So there's some options available to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is also the thing now because it comes into a little bit of a mind game. While those lobby crunches are popular, this is also where you're going to see Liquid. Hiko's normally the one. He's got so much experience playing in that lobby because he's always been like the consummate lurker in North America. He's going to be very, very passive, very conservative in that lobby. He's going to be waiting for that kind of a play. He knows this is a very standard strategy that comes out of CT sides when they're struggling. So he'll sit back and he'll wait for that lobby crunch, and he's not going to commit himself to any position where he'll get exposed.
I think at the same time, though, the other option that they might be able to explore to hold towards the outside is, again, leveraging Def to work down towards the secret staircase. Not only playing very passively towards the control room, but him trying to get that information by moving up the staircase and looking at the T box, their red box there on the T side on the outside.
They did that first gun round.
Off guard. Yeah, exactly, and that's how they got the gun round. And Surreal, if he's going to opt it a little bit more passively, at least if we actually get that information from Def, he could fall back and Surreal could set up a little bit better, where he's not going to get surprised by any flashes to control outside. But at this point now, coming back from this timeout, they have no AWP to work with.
Yeah, which is fine. It's naturally going to be like, all right, Surreal, you don't have the op, so don't really challenge it. Play a little bit more passively. And we're not seeing a lobby crunch either out of Complexity. So what is the change up here? Looks like maybe with these M4s, Def is going to be getting aggressive, but this is very individual. Surreal's farther back, kind of supporting him, but this is an interesting position for Def to be in.
And again, since they've noticed that Liquid have been working so many times on the outside, they have to be a little bit unorthodox and try to change things around. But if you look at it from this minimap, everybody's pretty much set up to work towards the upper bomb side. Surreal's already burning down, and he burns all the way down to 0 from Hiko. And they're executing towards the upper bomb site. You do have one on top of the hut. It's going to be them just dropping like flies. Now through this smoke, fully blinded. Def is at 73 HP. Uber's at 8 now as he spammed. At least he gets the kill into Nitro, but this might end it here.
Yeah, that's a clinical execution of the upper bomb site. It works exactly how Team Liquid wanted it to. Surreal burns from 100 to 0, and I think Ape even burned down to like 20 or 30 HP. So plenty of damage done by the Molotovs, and that's tough coming out of the timeout if you're Complexity. That's not how they wanted this to go. So Liquid throws him for a loop, and then they switch up. They use the tactical pause that Complexity calls, and they just say, "All right, we haven't done this yet. We haven't done just a standard upper execute. Let's give him the look."
They're basically just. I'm not necessarily going to say, well, maybe they are out-reading pretty much Complexity of how they want to play it. I mean, they've worked outside so many times, it's worked out. Complexity takes the pause and say, all right, well, they seem to be controlling outside often. Let's have Def push aggressively outside on the rafters, and that's already one guy nullified when they're pushing towards upper. There's only one guy playing defense out there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the mind games.
Yeah.
And you can see that. Oh,
no.
Def. You hate to see it.
This time it's actually Death, D-E-A-T-H, onto Death, D-E-P-H-H.
You hate to see it. I mean, that's the mind games that come into it, because Liquid's just saying, all right, yeah, you guys are going to switch things up. Great. I mean, Def had that position outside. That's what they wanted to try and stall out any kind of outside pressure, outside attack delayed. And he's the last one alive because they just completely circumvented that. They did a complete 180 on their tactics.
Well, this looks like it's now going to look like, I don't know if this is necessarily the tilt when you go up at a mag 7 now with no armor at this point. What use can you do with this? He's going to play close towards the ramp for Uber, but for the rest, pistol, low armor, and with the deagle.
Yeah, I don't think it's tilt. I think it's more so they have full losing bonus, and they don't have enough rounds on the board, so they're buying whatever they can to still allow themselves to have a strong buy into the next round, but they want to have some kind of tool to pull off a miracle. And Uber, this is a chance here with the shotgun close up, but he's not going to get anything done with it. And Liquid, they're going to stream to this upper site. Pimp spots out Android. The deagle is a little bit intimidating. There's the nade, though, and he eats so much damage. That lands on 2 players. That's going to be an easy mowdown. Look at Pimp with the assist with that HE grenade on 2 of them. 11-2, and Elige with a 4-kill. He had 30-something on the first map. I think he's sitting at 23, so he's looking like he's on pace to get 60 kills in 2 maps, where, I mean, they might just be like 20 rounds each map.
I was about to say,
yeah.
It was like, what, 16-6 the first map?
His kills per round is going to be off the charts.
Yeah. 26 kills per round. My math is amazing.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's in my eyes. 11-2 right now in this first half, as finally, you mentioned it here, Moses, what they bought last round for Complexity was to actually have enough moving into this round here, but
all right,
that's the Hiko we know.
All right then, like that. Unlucky, I guess you would say. Complexity just feeling everything's going wrong for them. Hiko shutting down the push, Elige even adding 1 more to his tally. I mean, that's the crazy thing is, I mean, even that aggression, it's not like the worst idea ever. It just seemed like they were even like scared to do that, to make that kind of a call. You could see they're both waiting by the entrance. If you're both there, you know, take the peek. One swings wide, one peeks a little bit shallow, and they don't do either of them, and they just get mowed down. So still, Complexity's kind of managed to salvage this round. They're in pretty good positions until Hiko gets that kill right there, and he adds a 4th onto the round. So, yep, it all turns around. All turns right back in their favor.
I wonder what he was saying. I don't know. I'm not a good lip reader. Let's try to see if Twitch could actually put a caption on what he was saying there. Maybe round 2 easy.
That, I mean, that opening double from Hiko is just so sick. It's so sick. And
I don't think they expected somebody moving in so close there from the ramp move already from Hiko's position. Yeah,
well, I mean, this is the tough part now. I mean, there's been a couple times where Complexity seems to have the right call, the right read on the situation. Even going back towards Cash, it's just like the skill of these players. You can only outplay someone tactically to a certain extent, and then you just have to get the kills. If you'll excuse my John Madden moment, but JDM here, he's going to spin around and watch the flank after opening up the upper bomb site. So this is looking like, I mean, definitely going to be a 13th for Team Liquid as Nitro closes things out. Another dominant opening half for Liquid, and Complexity hasn't really even gotten into this series yet.
Will they ever?
No.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Not at this point, unfortunately. So 13-2 to end this first half. We're going to go to a break, and then we'll see the lowdown on the scoreboard here for this matchup. But everything's down the line here for Complexity. So we'll take a break and come back with Moses and Vansili here at Northern Arena, presented by Bell. Again, tournament on the line here for Complexity to try to bring this to a 3rd map if they can. It is in the losers group A for Complexity versus Team Liquid, and you mentioned it here how Def needs some help from his teammates, Moses. He's got 11 kills, 12 deaths. He's on a -1 differential, but at 102 ADR. So he's getting those at least enough damage to try to help the team out, but nobody's there to be able to capitalize on those.
Yeah, I mean the rest of his team is just getting absolutely dominated. So like, what can you do? The damage is great, but you just can't find kills when everything is collapsing around you. Nowhere really to rotate. You're always in like 1 on X's. And I'm just looking it up. There's 25 kills for Elige on this map so far. He had 31 on Cash, so he's sitting at 56 kills so far. In what was the score of the first map? I mean, this 16-5, so 21 rounds there, and we've had 15 here. This is going to be an insane kill-death ratio, and this is just Elige having a dominating series. He's going to break 30 again. I can feel it.
That's pretty much what you want to try to count for now. Unfortunately, at this point, you just want to see if Elige could drop a 3-bomb or a 30-bomb now in 2016, as the turn you would call it. But Pistol round is underway here for this second half. Complexity on the T side, and they're going to go for the body peek in through the squeaky. 1-for-1 to start, and Pimp gets a double kill at this point at the upper bomb side. GDM to support, but it's now turned over to Complexity's side with a 3-on-2 situation. Nitro spot on the top of the ladder room, Pimp on the outside, and they're just going to try to win this together with the bomb yet to be planted.
Pimp spots the elbow of Uber as he tries to peek window. A little bit passively, and there's 8. Closes that down. So Nitro's the last one left. Same position. He can't connect the shots. Now they know where he is. There's a good find. No need to peek that if you're Uber. No need to peek that if you're Android. Play the 2-on-1. Nitro with a chance. And Android just skirting back and forth. And actually, look at Nitro. He's positioned himself great to find a 1-on-1 here. Apes out in the open, but he can't win that fight. Doesn't land the shot. It's good in terms of his mobility and positioning. But pistol round, it's their first pistol round of the series for Complexity. And that's a good start, at least, if they want to try and make a comeback here.
That's right, a little bit tougher though as they are taking this T side. Actually, we had the chat earlier on with Launders when we were casting this match before, where you see Nuke is a little bit more, at least a better advantage here for the T's to get a few rounds in. Do you believe the same type of thought here?
Wait, what?
Where with the new addition with the Raptors and everything like that for Nuke, it's a little bit easier for the terrorist teams to get rounds now. Or do you still find it to be a one-sided CT-sided map?
I still think it's going to be pretty CT-sided. It definitely gives new opportunities. I don't think we've seen it played and developed enough by a wide enough number of teams to really know if that CT-sidedness has shrunk at all, because we still see like NIP still a very dominant CT half that we see out of them when they play this map, and same with some of the other teams, VP and Dignitas as well. So I still think Nuke is going to reveal some new tricks as it gets played a little bit more.
Well, they've already lost one to start, and that was Elige with the CZ towards the staircase. And you mentioned it, Hiko with the shotgun, but this time only with the Nova. Has yet to rotate across. Actually, the bomb is dropped intentionally right now as they take control of lower for Complexity, so I'm not sure what's going on here at this point.
Oh, I mean, they took so long to get into the site that they're very worried about where the defense could be. So coming out of that door, and they were played with so much by Elige, he bought so much time that when they actually exited, they had to be so considerate of where all these pistols could be. And Nitro even dinking Uber. And there's Hiko with a shotgun. I said we were going to see it. We find it in this round, but he can't get the follow-up with that AK-47. It's down to Pimp and Nitro, and Surreal's going to go chasing. The bomb still isn't planted, but both are here. Pimp now, he finds the kill. That's the scout into a one-on-one, and Uber is so low. He doesn't even have the bomb yet. He's got to fall away and pick it up.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's outside.
Is it in mini? On the other side of mini. How is it dropped there?
That's what I'm saying. 4 of them took control of inner, and then they're like, oh, wait, we got to move back and get the bomb. And
oh, it is his life out.
Oh, my
All right.
God.
Well, Pimp, that's going to be one of the easier one-on-ones you ever win. So
yeah, even
he goes confused. He's like, what's going on?
That works. I guess.
That's gonna be a good meme, good GIF. Thanks, Hiko. Yeah, that's confusing. I'm trying to figure. I don't think did someone die like jumping across? Did Pimp get like a scout kill as someone jumping across,
no.
or did someone drop that and just never call it out?
2 guys made it down secret. 2 guys made it from T box over to secret as well. When actually you had the scout come out, he saw 2 guys cross.
There's no reason to drop the bomb there.
No reason to drop it. They just drop it probably from the top of the silo and never really called it after when he executed lower. So
that might be a sign of tilt. It certainly will be after they lose that round. Surreal had 4 kills that go to waste. There's Elige with the SMG. He wants to find his 30 in this one, but he's going to be shut down at least in this round. And now it's Nitro's turn. Pop flash through the smoke, but I don't know if he ran into the wall. Either way, he doesn't push forward and try and take advantage of it. 4-on-4 situation.
They spot one towards the back of the headshot box here towards ramp, and that is going to be Nitro spotted by Def. Trying to go for that jump peek here, but unfortunately nothing more for Complexity to try to overpower this ramp side. Meanwhile, we have dropped towards the outside. Pimp moving up the staircase at secret. and takes down Surreal. So now, 1 minute advantage back in favor of Team Liquid. We're just going to go all out here towards the hut, and it's a 1-for-1, and then make that 2-for-1 on the advantage of the terrorist side to at least get a bomb plant now.
Yeah, Nitro with the flank could be huge. Hiko gets caught in a weird position, awkward position, trying to adjust where he wants to go with that shotgun, and now 8 picks it up.
Yes.
So that could be a little bit worrying. Android inside the hut. Nitro's waiting for JDM to make his move. Now he's going to push forward, and he spots one. He's going to hold the trigger down the mobility. He wins that battle. It's all on Ape with a shotgun, who pushes out in the lobby, but can't control it either. And Nitro gets that kill as well. So with the kit on JDM, Nitro is even going to pick up the shotgun for his buddy Hiko. Give him another round with it.
Only the elites could actually know how to use the auto shotgun, and that is Hiko and Vansili. But serious point now for Team Liquid. As one more round here before it is over, unfortunately, for Complexity. But at least they get the bomb plant. So they have the economy coming through. They have Tech 9s. This could still be something that's very deadly if they try to go for, I would say probably a ramp take, because at this point, if you're going to keep a shotgun in the hands of Hiko, you don't want to come out streaming towards Squeaky or Hut.
Yeah, I think Elige, I think we'll see him get aggressive here at some point.
It's going to be Squeaky and Hut.
Yeah, well, it's actually going to be Complexity wants to get aggressive right into the shotgun, but it's JDM with 2 kills. Hiko gets nothing, and JDM gets 4. He's going to go for the ace, and he's going to get it. Exclamation point to close out the series. That's going to be Liquid eliminating Complexity from Northern Arena, presented by Bell.
You got it this time.
Nailed it.
What's unfortunate, though, is the first map of the day, or the first matchup of the day that we casted for Complexity, to end it with